Hey there, Yoshi here, and this is my unboxing video of the DJI Neo. Now I'm just getting over a little bit of a head cold, so hopefully I don't sound too nasally. It's been 2 whole years since I've had a drone, so I figured there's an Amazon Prime deal for 40% off, and I just could not resist. Let's hop back into that drone life and see what's changed. So first we have the accessory box with the battery chargers. It has 3 bays, got all the accessories and the cables, got the controller, and then the drone itself. And guys, let me tell you, this thing is teeny tiny. It fits in the palm of my hand. It reminds me a lot of Doc Ock, the power of the sun in the palm of my hand. But rather, the power of drones in the palm of your hand. This thing is light. It's ridiculously small. But does that mean it's a bad camera and a bad flying experience? Well, let's find out. I got the Fly More package with the controller. My Mavic Air 2 controller still works, but is not compatible, so I decided to spend a little extra money to get the battery upgrade and the controller upgrade. However, you can fly this with your cell phone, and you can fly it just by itself. 6 different flying modes that you can activate and use hand gestures or something to have it follow you around. For me though, I'm still a big fan of the controller, and let me tell you, these things are so light. And for better or worse, that's kind of cool. They charge fast, but they also die fast. And it's nice though that they can all be charged through USB-C. One thing the box doesn't tell you though is that there is no SD card support. There's I think 22 gigabytes built in. Wow, this thing is absolutely teeny tiny. And you have to plug it directly into your Mac or PC. And thankfully, at least as far as Mac is concerned, it just works immediately. The number one reason I went with this drone is because of a relatively new feature. It can look up, and that's kind of freaking fantastic, if you ask me. I know that's a more common thing these days. It's got really good stabilization. However, it's not a 3-axis gimbal. All right, well, that's the unboxing. Now let's check out some test footage. So because it is light, it actually does blow around in the air pretty easily. We're looking at this baseball field here and it's kind of wobbling left and right. That's because of the wind. Here's another example. We got this construction site, and the second I get above the trees, you can see right here, it just gets carried away to the right. Now, I'm not flying that myself. That's just the wind taking it away. I immediately switched to sport mode. I cranked hard on the left, but it still was no good. So I immediately turned around and landed as soon as possible. Here's another good example. We see that light flare, and as you can see with the light flare, it actually is a little bit breezy. The only thing that's giving it away is the light flare. The video footage itself is very smooth, so it does have really good stabilization. And boy, is this thing tiny. Look at me fly through this machine with ease. One thing to keep in mind though is that there are no sensors on this, aside from the camera itself and the landing sensor, so you gotta be super careful. Here we go with this Taco Bell sign, and look at that, we're looking up. I know that's kind of a weird thing to be super excited about, but that's like my #1 favorite feature of this drone. Looking up is just so freaking cool. All right, so how is it flying? Like I mentioned before, there are no sensors, so you got to be careful with that. But other than that, it's super easy, it's super fun. One thing to keep in mind though, because of the lack of 3-axis stabilization, when you're looking straight down, it is a little wonky. It doesn't have that third gimbal to stabilize the footage. As far as the video quality goes, we're locked at 4K 30 or 1080 30, 1080 60. And 12 megapixel photos. You can see it's kind of crunchy, like it looks fine. It's like the okayest looking video footage I've ever seen, but it reminds me a lot of like an old cell phone camera from like 10 years ago. So aside from being a little bit crunchy, honestly, it's good, it's fine. All right, just to recap, the DJI Neo is really small and lightweight, and that's sometimes a good thing, sometimes a bad thing. In the bad sense, it just blows away instantly in the wind. Anything more than a breeze, you better watch out. And also because of that weight, the batteries only last about 10 minutes per charge, maybe a little bit longer without wind. There are no sensors other than the landing sensors in the camera itself, so you have to be very careful with how you fly it. There's also no SD card support. It only has 22 gigabytes of built-in storage, and that's gonna go really fast, so you have to stay on top of your data management. On the positive side, because of its lightweightness, you can just put it anywhere. The setup is instant. Take it off, turn it on, and you're good to go. Of course, I really love that it looks up, and there's tons of flying options. You can fly it with a controller, you can fly it with just a phone, you can fly it with the VR goggles in FPV mode, or you can fly it with hand gestures, which is pretty cool. The photo and video quality is okay. It's not bad, but it is the okayest camera I've ever seen. On the flip side though, having a flying camera is better than not having a flying camera. This is like the best starter drone in the history of mankind, and I highly recommend it for all those positive reasons. Well, all right guys, in the middle of me making this movie, there were whisperings on the internet of a DJI Neo 2, and sure enough, it does exist, and now I think it's out. At least it's out in China. So what are some of the changes? Well, for one, it's a little bit bigger and a little bit heavier. There's now 2-axis gimbal and a larger sensor for even better image quality. It has much better obstacle avoidance, wind resistance, higher speeds, and quieter propeller noise. And that all begs the question, should anyone bother with the Neo 1 anymore? And honestly, yeah, I think now more than ever that we've got the second version, we should now be able to get the original Neo at a cheaper price, which is just a win for everyone. So what drone do you guys have? Let me know in the comments below.